Conor McGregor disagrees with Dana White regarding his return to the octagon. Conor says he wants to fight in 2024 after all. Just minutes after Dana White announced that McGregor won't be fighting until at least 2025. The Notorious One took it to Twitter to share a different opinion. Ah, Dana, December is the date. Bring the calendar year home with a winning event. Come on now, what's this? I am off to altitude next month to prepare. December. Tell Dana and UFC we want December. We deserve December. Conor hasn't fought since 2021 when he suffered a leg injury in his bout against Dustin Poirier. Although he's been linked to a matchup with Michael Chandler since early 2023, their fight, originally set for June 29th at UFC 303, was scrapped after McGregor pulled out with a toe injury. Daniel Cormier is questioning whether the UFC is protecting its golden goose Alex Pereira by avoiding Magomed Ankalaev matchup. DC is surprised that Ankalaev didn't get a UFC light heavyweight title shot. I don't know why Pereira is not fighting Ankalaev right now, Cormier said. I don't know why that's not happening. What I do like is that now Ankalaev has to pass another test, because what the UFC is kind of saying here is, we've got this star. We know that this guy here could be a real potential issue for that star. They will fight eventually, but they will fight when we have no other option. I like it. Cormier noted that Pereira's recent opponents have primarily been dangerous strikers, lacking the versatility to mix things up like Ankalaev can. I don't think you run the risk yet. I'm not saying Pereira can't fight or beat Ankalaev. I just feel like it is a very, very difficult matchup, possibly the hardest matchup for him in the entire light heavyweight division. So I think he has to wait, or you get him in there with someone else right now that's a striker, because all these strikers he's just knocking out left and right, and every time he does that, his star just shines brighter. So maybe that is what happens for Alex Pereira, but I'm very rarely surprised when fights get announced. But I remember sitting in Manchester and they said UFC 308, and when I saw Rakic taking on Ankalaev, my jaw dropped. I was like, they actually did it. Like, sometimes you've got to protect that golden goose a little bit, and that's kind of what it feels like. The UFC has rescheduled the highly anticipated clash between Robert Whittaker and Khamzat Chimaev for the UFC 308 pay-per-view event. Originally slated for UFC Fight Night in June in Riyadh, the bout was canceled when Khamzat pulled out due to illness. Whittaker, however, stayed in the lineup and delivered a stunning first-round knockout against Ikram Aliskerov in the main event. Now the stage is set for these two warriors to finally face off. However, there seems to be huge trouble brewing in Chimaev's camp. In a recent appearance on the Michael Bisping podcast, Bisping dropped shocking news, revealing insider information he received from someone close to Chimaev. Bisping mentioned, quote, "I'm led by the people close to the Khamzat situation that he isn't the most disciplined. They have to stay on him big time. He's always sneaking in candy bars. They'll open his drawer and he's got like 20 candy bars there. They're like, what are you doing? You're making weight in 2 weeks and you're having 5 candy bars in bed." It seems as though Khamzat isn't as hungry and dedicated as he was before. Hungry for candies maybe, but definitely not the fight game. What do you think happens in Khamzat's future? Will he ever touch gold? Leave your comments below. Darren Till gives advice for Israel Adesanya on how to beat Dricus Du Plessis. In a post on Twitter, Till shared some advice with Adesanya based on his experience from his fight with DDP in 2022. Till was submitted in the 3rd round, but managed to have some success in the striking exchanges against DDP in the 2nd, despite taking a beating in the opening round. Got some advice for Izzy on how to fight DDP on Saturday. Lots of feints. He reacts to them so much and throws from the hills. Then you can step back, have a look, and either for the punch combo or knee, maybe a kick. You're a high-level striker, so you know what I'm on about. Everyone on here won't have a clue, but they will try to understand it. Only the elite strikers get it. As he rushes in, also do what you did against Rob, and I did the same. Yours knocked Rob out as mine didn't, but still, same. DDP will rush in, instead of standing back or going back like most of these silly, stupid strikers do. Stand your ground and just hit him with either again the punch combo or even a knee up the middle. I personally love the elbow as they are lunging in, but it's whatever suits at that time and whatever you have practiced. Hope this advice goes well with you, Izzy. Mateusz Gamrot believes he would have the wrestling advantage in a potential fight against Islam Makhachev. Gamrot considers himself the best wrestler in the lightweight division. "In my opinion, I am the best wrestler in the lightweight division," Gamrot said in an interview with Home of Fight. Of course, Islam is super high level, and he always shows high level skill, but if I meet him in the cage, I think he can't take me down, but I will take him down. Then it's going to be a great scramble matchup. Islam's next title defense is anticipated to be against Arman Tsarukyan, whom Gamrot narrowly defeated in a 5-round clash in 2022. While Makhachev has considered moving up to welterweight for a chance at a second belt, Gamrot hopes he remains at lightweight long enough for a potential showdown. I hope he doesn't go up division and he stays in the lightweight division, Gamrot continued. Maybe not this year because we don't have time, but next year we'll meet together and we'll see who is the best wrestler in the lightweight division. However, with Bilal Muhammad holding the welterweight title, it's highly unlikely that Islam will move up to 170 pounds, as they have been teammates in the past and maintain a strong friendship today. Ngannou's MMA coach Eric Nixick breaks down Francis's first PFL opponent, Renan Ferreira. This is a very dangerous opponent, Nixick told MMA Junkie. We've been watching him for a long time. Fast, long, big, tall, powerful guy. So we got our work cut out for us. But I think if Francis can go in there and do what he's capable of, yeah, it definitely puts us right back in that mix. Despite losing both of his boxing matches to Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, Ngannou has maintained a perfect record in MMA, winning 6 straight fights. His impressive streak features stoppage victories over former UFC champions Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos, and Stipe Miocic. In his final UFC bout, he defeated the interim champion while battling through a torn MCL and a damaged ACL. We're talking about a guy who beat Cyril Gunn on one leg, Nixick said. What he's capable of doing when he's healthy, it's just different. It really is just different, and we saw pieces of that when he fought Tyson Fury. This guy's a competitor and he raises his level every time out. Ngannou will start his PFL contract with a bout against one of the top contenders the promotion has to offer. But what does Ferreira bring to the table that might pose a threat to Ngannou? Speed and very good basics. And I don't mean that to be rude, he wins fights off a jab cross and pull counters, and super sharp basics. But you talk about the heavyweight division where you're looking at Foraz gloves, and a guy that size and that stature, he touches you with one strike, one hand. He could put your lights out. We saw that with Ryan Bader, who's an accomplished heavyweight. What are your thoughts on Ngannou's upcoming PFL debut against Ferreira? Do you believe Ferreira poses a real challenge to Ngannou, or do you think Ngannou will continue his dominance in the cage? Share your predictions and insights on how this matchup might play out. Subscribe to the channel for daily MMA news.